Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Scheels Hometown Heroes. I'm Scott St. Sauver, and today we're in Sioux Falls, South Dakota to honor Terry Paulson. Terry is a retired military member and a member of the South Dakota Veterans Council. So let's get going and let's meet Terry Paulson.
I joined the South Dakota Army National Guard when I was 17 years old, mainly due to the reason that my dad was in the South Dakota Army National Guard and had served, and he was my role model. My military career started out, I was a 64 Charlie, I was a transporter. We drove 5-ton semis, and we transferred over to the 915s, semi-tractor trailer rigs, and served in that capacity with transportation for about 18 years. Got the opportunity to try recruiting and moved into the recruiting realm for a little bit, and actually retired out as a command sergeant major within the recruiting and retention, and retired then in 2013. When I retired from the military, I didn't know exactly what I was going to do, and fortunately the Paralyzed Veterans of America had a position open for a government relations director. I applied for that, and graciously they accepted me to fill that vacancy, and it has just been a blessing to be able to work on behalf of the veterans, advocate for people with disabilities, and currently serving as president of the South Dakota Veterans Council has been a highlight since my retirement.
Terry is just an all-around great guy. He'd do anything for anybody. You know, we've got great teamwork here, and that's huge to me, is teamwork. We're just like a little family here, and Terry, you know, when he's asked to do something, he goes above and beyond. And you know, when it comes to our veterans, this is what he's done for the government relations. He's out there and he's going that extra mile for them.
The cemetery really came about through prioritizing the needs through the South Dakota Veterans Council. When I became president, and I had a vice chair of Ken Tunison along with me, we really tried to narrow down what was the number one priority that the South Dakota Veterans Council wanted to get done in this legislative session. And overwhelmingly, the council voted to create a state veteran cemetery. We had the votes, we felt, in the Senate and the House, and it did come about that way. We passed it unanimously in both houses, and at the end of the day, the governor's administration signed on board, and we signed it into law in March.
The cemetery will serve 42,497. That's 6 counties out of southwest Minnesota, 6 counties out of northwest Iowa, 2 counties out of northeast Nebraska, and then 16 counties out of eastern South Dakota. That makes up the 75-mile radius that this would cover, give us the opportunity for a state cemetery. Now, other veterans can be laid to rest here also.
It took so many people to get this done. I know a lot of times I'm the one getting credit for it, and that's not the case. I got my vice chair right here. It took the city councilors, it took the senators, the representatives, the governor.
This isn't for us. This is for our children's children, our grandchildren. So,
And come visit.
When not only that, but when they decide to join the service, they know they have a resting place close to home.
Absolutely.
And that means more than anything, you know.
Well said. Very well said.
The future generations of soldiers and veterans coming out of eastern South Dakota is going to know that this is for them.
So that's it for another episode of Scheels Hometown Heroes. I'd like to thank Terry Paulson for his continued service and sacrifice to this great country.